You are bleeding out and calling it virtue. You are not a saint. You are a supplier. You feed a sickness in others that will eventually consume you. Machiavelli whispered a cold truth 5 centuries ago. Not everyone can be saved. And darker still, not everyone wants to be. Some do not seek a hand up, they seek an anchor. They want to pull you into the abyss to keep themselves afloat. You know exactly who I speak of. The friend in perpetual crisis, the lover who demands you apologize for their emptiness. You have tried to heal them with your own virtue. You are a fool. Compassion without boundaries is not a moral high ground. It is strategic suicide. Today, we do not heal you. We butcher the weakness inside you. We will purge the dead weight from your court. This is not cruelty. This is sovereignty. Understand the trap before we name the beasts. Why do you rush into the fire? Because you have been domesticated. You have been trained to believe you are only valuable when you are suffering for another. Machiavelli viewed this as a sin against power. Energy is finite. Time is the only currency you cannot print more of. When you pour these into a black hole, you are funding your own destruction. Imagine your life as a ship facing the storm of Fortuna. If you haul every drowning wretch onto your deck, your ship does not become a sanctuary. It capsizes, and everyone dies. To survive, you must practice therapeutic darkness. You must let gravity take its course. Let them hit the bottom, the only place where they are forced to stand. When you save them, you steal their consequences. You are not helping them. You are farming their weakness. Now let us stare into the abyss and identify the first face of your destruction, the Entropy Machine, the architect of chaos. Machiavelli warned us to avoid the unlucky, not out of superstition, but out of cold observation. He saw that some men are not victims of Fortuna, they are her agents. You know this creature. Every conversation is an obituary of their latest failure. The car broke down, the boss is a tyrant, the universe is conspiring against them. At first, your empathy is triggered. You lend the money, you offer the strategy, but within a week, the chaos returns, louder and more violent. Listen closely. Bad luck is contagious. The chronically unlucky are not cursed by gods. They are cursed by a lack of character, judgment, and discipline. But here is the poison. They never take ownership. It is always the world doing it to them. If you tie your vessel to this sinking ship, physics does not care about your intentions. You will go down with them. You cannot fix a person who is in love with the drama of their own demise. Step back, let the rain fall on them until they are soaked to the bone. Only the shivering cold of reality will force them to build a shelter. If you hold the umbrella, you are merely an enabler. Quarantine yourself from the Entropy Machine, or be buried in their rubble. The second archetype is the Void Walker, the bottomless pit. This creature demands your help, consumes your essence, and then resents you for the flavor of your blood. Machiavelli wrote on the fickle nature of the mob, noting that men are quick to change when their interests shift. The ungrateful suffer from a malignant tumor of entitlement. They do not view your sacrifice as a gift. They view it as a tribute you owe them. Watch the progression. The first time you assist, they are effusive. You feel powerful. The hook is in your jaw. The second time, the request is casual. The third time, it is an expectation. And the moment you hesitate, the moment you dare to say no, they show their teeth. They become passive-aggressive. I thought you were my friend. This is the void. Nothing you throw into it will ever hit the bottom, because the void is not a lack of resources, it is a lack of honor. When you help a creature like this, you create a master-slave dialectic. Dependence breeds contempt. Your strength is a constant blinding mirror, reminding them of their own impotence. So they take your gold and they secretly sharpen a knife. Machiavelli advises that if you must give, do so in a way that creates no expectation. But I say to you, do not give at all. Test them. Deny a small request. If you see the flash of a predator denied its meal, run. We descend now into the third circle, the Smiling Saboteur. The first two types drain you through incompetence. This type drains you through malice. Envy is the most corrosive acid in the human psyche. This is often the person closest to you, the peer who started in the mud with you but stayed there while you climbed. They cannot forgive your ascent, but they are cunning. They do not attack you with a sword. That would be too honest. They hide their dagger behind a smile, cloaking their envy in the language of concern. You got the promotion? That's good. But the taxes will kill you. I'm just worried you'll burn out. Do you hear the hiss? They are trying to infect your mind with doubt. They want to save you from your ambition because your ambition exposes their stagnation. Machiavelli warned that he who deceives will always find those willing to be deceived. Do not be the willing fool. The envious want to pull you back down to the crab bucket. You cannot save them. You cannot pull them up, for they will cut the rope to watch you fall. The only defense is strategic silence. Conceal your wins, hide your joy, feed them the misery they crave. Tell them life is a grind. Give them nothing to latch onto. Never let them see the full extent of your power, for they will use that knowledge to dismantle you. Now the fourth, the most insidious of all, the Martyr Tyrant, the professional victim. This creature does not use fear, they use pity. And pity is a drug that bypasses your logical defenses and injects poison directly into your emotional center. Machiavelli knew that power comes in two forms, fear and love. The Martyr Tyrant uses a twisted mimicry of love to enslave you. They cultivate their pain. They decorate their trauma. They wear their suffering like a crown of thorns and demand you bow before it. I can't do it because I'm broken, they cry. If you try to save this person, you are fighting a war you have already lost. To save them is to destroy their identity. If they heal, they lose their excuse. If they become strong, they lose the attention that their weakness guarantees. They will fight your solutions. You offer a ladder, they claim their arms are too weak. You offer a rope, they say it burns. They go limp, forcing you to carry their dead weight. Machiavelli would warn you, he who relies on the pity of others builds his house on a swamp. But you are the swamp. And the moment you stop carrying them, the lamb becomes a wolf. They will paint you as the villain who abandoned them. They need a persecutor to complete their story. Do not audition for the role. Compassion for a professional victim is not love, it is masochism. Let them fall into the dark. Only when the audience leaves does the actor stop performing the tragedy. Type 5 is the enemy of wisdom itself, the blind king, the arrogant fool. This is not merely an unintelligent person. Ignorance can be cured. This is a person who refuses to know. They are in love with their own reflection, even as that reflection burns. Machiavelli stated that a prince who is not wise himself cannot be wisely counseled. You cannot fill a cup that is already full of its own spoiled wine. You see them marching toward the cliff, the bad investment, the toxic partner. You run to them, map in hand. Stop, you beg. Look at the data. And do they thank you? No. They sneer. They debate. They construct elaborate fantasies to prove the sky is green. Why do you waste your breath? You cannot use logic to extract a man from a position he did not use logic to enter. The blind king does not want truth, he wants submission. When you offer truth, he perceives it as an attack on his ego. By trying to save him, you become his enemy. Stop trying to teach those who have no desire to learn. It is arrogance on your part to think you can force wisdom into a sealed mind. Adopt the tactic of total withdrawal. When the fool speaks, do not correct him. Nod, say, "Interesting," and step back. Watch the crash from the high ground. Protect your intellect. Do not dull your blade trying to cut through granite. Reality is the only teacher they will respect. And finally, the sixth beast, the one that breaks the strongest men, the scorpion, the recidivist. You know the fable. The scorpion stings the frog halfway across the river, dooming them both. "It is my nature," he whispers. There are people in this world whose nature is to betray. This is the person you have forgiven 1,000 times. They cheat, you forgive. They steal, you forgive. They lie to your face, swearing on their life that they have changed. "I am different now," they plead. "I have found God." And you want to believe. You want to be the saint who redeemed the sinner. But Machiavelli warns us, men never change their nature. Behavior is a pattern. Character is destiny. When you save the scorpion from the consequences of their sting, you are not helping them evolve, you are interfering with their data. You are teaching them that they can sting you and survive. You are training them to hunt you. Every time you take them back, you carve away a piece of your own soul, and they respect you less for it. How can they respect a man who treats himself so poorly? They view your forgiveness not as mercy, but as permission. Stop projecting your conscience onto a predator. Loyalty is a habit. Betrayal is a habit. If you are dealing with a scorpion, you must perform the amputation. You cannot taper off. You must sever the limb. It will hurt. It will feel like you are cutting off your own hand, but that hand is gangrenous. If you keep it, the rot reaches your heart. The scorpion cannot be saved. It can only be exiled. Now you see them, the Entropy Machine, the scorpion. You feel the heavy price of sovereignty. To walk this path, you must look like a monster to the weak. They will call you cold. Good. Wear it like armor. You must transition from the savior to the sovereign. A savior sets himself on fire to keep others warm. A sovereign builds a lighthouse. He stands tall, he shines a light, but he never jumps into the waves. Those who want to drown, let them drown in the dark. You are not responsible for the souls of others. When you stop saving the unsavable, you reclaim your empire. You reserve your power for the few who return your loyalty with virtue. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few really know what you are." Let the world see a calm surface, but deep down know that you have mastered the art of the executioner. You have executed your own weakness. But be warned, when the parasites are gone, you face a final enemy, the mirror. You may realize that the person you were trying to save all this time was simply you. That is a shadow for the war room. There are truths too dangerous for the public algorithm. If you are ready to arm yourself with banned weapons, click the join button. Step into the architect level. Most are not ready to murder their old self. That is the point.